Okay. Well, we are now going out live throughout the Reinventing the Tattoo Network. Uh, we are here with Alex Van Dutch and Marco from Italy. Some Italians talking about the history of tattoo conventions. We're going to ask Alex to not text because we get the little chirping when you do the technologies. And Alex is currently in Vietnam. And it's amazing that all of these computers work as well as they do. So, speaking of computers working, now we are beaming out to Facebooks and to YouTubes. And as we're doing so, if you could let us know that it's working for you and if everything is sounding okay, that would be great. And I will. Oh, so we are streaming out primarily through the Reinventing the Tattoo mobile app. So if you go to your app stores, either the Apple or Google Android, and do a search for Reinventing the Tattoo, please give it a download. And if you enjoy, it's great to give it a review on those app stores. If you have any critiques, definitely send them to us, as we want to make sure everything is going great. And it looks like everything is going pretty good and all the things. So let me just tell you a couple more upcoming events, and we have one sponsor to plug, and I'll hand it over to Alex. This is the history of tattoo conventions. We're doing this once a month, maybe once every other week, if you enjoy, and let Alex know. Previous interviews include Derb Morrison of the Hell City Tattoo Festival, and then Kim from the Brussels Tattoo Convention. And these, it's amazing. Even though we can't get to the tattoo conventions, it's very therapeutic, if nothing else, and also very entertaining to be listening to all these stories about tattoo conventions. Tonight we have live in the Castro, Haley Adams and Jen are interviewing Ace. They're doing the Live from the Castro once a month, and you could also find them in the podcast store. If you do a search at any of the podcasts for Live in the Castro, you will find them. The Tattoo Collecting Podcast happens every Thursday at noon Eastern. We're doing all of our times on Eastern. At some point we'll go to Greenwich, but right now it's all Eastern. So noon on Thursdays Eastern, Tattoo Collecting Podcast. Jordan and Fawn interview tattoo collectors. We have Reinventing Drawing Groups where people can, artists from all over the world beam in and draw. So you could either listen to the stories or you could actually engage in the group draws. These happen on Sundays at 1 o'clock Eastern and Monday mornings, again, New York City time, 9 o'clock on Mondays. So you can check all of these shows, replays, out in the Reinventing the Tattoo app. Of course, this is all powered. If you're a professional tattooer, then you should definitely check out the Reinventing the Tattoo curriculum. Guy has decades of experience teaching how to really push your tattooing to the next level wherever you may be. He's got guest artists that are coming in and exclusive Monday exercises. So he's really, so you can beam in with Guy Aitchison and do exercises from the curriculum every Monday at 9 o'clock. So please consider subscribing. Lastly, Inkjet Stencils is helping this programming go out for free across all of the internets. And check it out, inkjetstencils.com. If you go to the app, they have a button right on the homepage, scroll down to the bottom, and they have videos. Andre Malcolm has full back pieces that he's printing out stencils on one sheet, as well as sleeves. It's pretty impressive. They're also good for regular smaller tattoos, photorealism, illustration. Again, check it out. And then, I will be disappearing, but if you are leaving questions or comments in the chat rooms, then I'll probably interrupt, or try not to interrupt. I'll find a lull and ask your questions. Don't be offended if I don't ask, just because we sometimes get a lot and there's only so much I want to interrupt or I can't interrupt. Anyways, thanks again, and it seems like this is all working, so I will be in the background. Take it away, Alex.
Okay, Gabe, thanks a lot for the introduction. And yes, as Gabe mentioned, I'm very happy today to have Mr. Marco Leoni from Italy, one of the pioneers of Italian tattooing.
Thank you.
And which I've been following for decades. So since I was a lot younger. Marco is a tattoo artist, a hardcore traveler, I would say. and is the organizer of the Bologna Tattoo Expo, which is one of the longest running, if not the longest running tattoo convention in Italy. Am I correct, Marco?
Yes, yes. I don't know now because I lose the date, but I think it one included was the longest one. Yeah.
Is the longest. You started the first one in 1993, right?
1993, yes.
1993, okay. And so before we get down to the convention, and by the way, this is a series where we are going to explore tattoo conventions together with the conventions organizers. Since the situation is what it is, I think this is a good way to keep the industry alive and kicking and ready to go for as soon as we come back to it. So what I wanted to know from you, Marco, is according to your bio, you started your artistic career in the 70s as a painter, not directly as a tattoo artist, right?
No,
and then you move later from painting to tattooing.
Tattoo artists,
And how
yes, in Brazil.
how did this switch happen? What was the situation back then?
That it was in Brazil, almost 79.
1979.
1979, 79. I was first time in Brazil 76, but this started in 79. I organizing this painting vernissage. It was okay, but it was not really my. Now I speak English, but you know, sometimes some French, some Italian.
That's okay, me too. This is gonna be fun. Two Italians speaking in English, live worldwide.
So then I just didn't find it so interesting the kind of think of in Brazil, you know, about the art like this. So I said I want some more directly, and I love a tattoo. I was been in Amsterdam, and I see the first tattoo Peter, and I was fascinated for tattoo. So I said, why don't make tattooing, really tattooing, and then did the start.
And back then, what did tattoos or tattooing mean to you? You know, what was your fascination coming from? Your fascination for tattooing?
Tattooing for me was a form of life. I mean, living with tattoo, traveling, meet people, and it was a kind of way to live. You know, it was complaining with tattoo. It was my life. It's still now. So
still now
after all this year.
And yeah, you mentioned traveling, right? And you've been traveling almost your entire life to different places.
Yeah. I still now.
Yeah, and you know, like this combination between travel and tattooing. What are the places which had the most impact on you in the early days in your knowledge about tattooing? Where is it that you could say, hey, this is where I really gained most of my knowledge or most of my inspiration?
The first inspiration, it was in America. It was in early 80s that we didn't know a lot about tattooing. In America, it was a little bit early, so I traveling for Brazil, and I went to America. I meet Spiderweb, I meet people. Then it was very nice to me, and he let me know many secrets of tattooing. That at the time it was not computer.
So
all these
you learn a little bit from Spiderweb?
Yeah, sure. He helped me so much in the beginning. Yeah, sure.
I used to see it on magazines when I was young.
yeah, he make he make books. I was been in America many times to visit him. Yeah, for sure. Then other people, too many, you know. I never remember the name of all.
So, but that was in the United States, right? Where you learned with Spiderweb.
Yes, in the United States. In the north, the first time he was in Woodstock.
Wow. We
And
started
then,
in,
and then after he was in Connecticut.
okay.
So I went
And
there to
then,
visit him.
and then from there you went to live in Brazil, and that was
I
late
was living
late
already.
70s. Are you already living in?
Living in Brazil at that time. Yes, I traveling
Okay.
often to Miami. Then Miami, take a car and go all over America to meet friends. To Jonathan Shaw. He was a
Jonathan
friend of
Shaw. Yeah,
mine.
this was the other guy. Yeah.
He was a really
Okay.
friend of mine. So went to Miami, New Orleans. I went many conventions, Philadelphia. I don't remember. New Orleans too. I don't remember.
Yeah, so this was my next question. It's like during that time where you started to get into tattooing, and you was in United States, where probably was one of the few places in the world at that time to hold tattoo conventions. Do you remember any tattoo conventions where you have been, you know, like in those early days?
Yeah, I went to the very nice tattoo convention in New Orleans. I went to in Philadelphia, a couple of them. Where more?
By Eddie.
Fort Worth in Texas. I don't remember. New Jersey. I don't remember. I remember it's 4 or 5 like this. Yeah.
So, but we're talking about around 40 years ago, early 80s.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at the time you were living in Brazil, and you decided, if I'm not wrong, to host also an event in Brazil, one of the really, I guess, first tattoo event in Brazil. Am I right?
Yeah. It was 1990.
1990.
It was the first convention in Brazil. Yes.
Ever.
It's the first.
Wow. And what was the situation of tattooing in Brazil at that time? What
In
do
the
you
time, I
remember?
think it was a little bit early, you know. It's not like now. Now it's crazy, you know. It's like in America, like everywhere. But in that time, it was a little bit. It was very nice convention, you know. But not. We have maybe I think 2,000-3,000 people. But most of all artists from all Brazil, yeah, Spiderweb coming,
Okay,
Mick
so you had
from
international
Zurich.
artists as well.
Yeah, Mick from Zurich, Morbella from Luis from Amsterdam. Now we have, and it was Sepultura play for us, you know.
Oh wow!
Yeah, a friend of mine
that would have been
played.
fun.
Yeah, it was really good convention, but not too much public because I think it was too early. It's too early.
Okay. And that was also the really first one, so probably a lot of people didn't even know what a tattoo convention was back then in Brazil.
But it was for us, for all tattoo people, it was fun, sure.
Which city was that in?
São Paulo.
Oh, São Paulo. Okay, wow.
Yeah, São Paulo.
And then what happened next? You went back to Italy after early 90s?
I went to Italy in 1993.
1993.
No, sorry, 1992. I opened my shop in 93. I back to Italy in 92.
Body markings.
For bad reason, but I go back.
Okay, I'm not gonna ask you why.
There's no problem.
Okay, and then in 1993 you decided to make the first tattoo
open
convention.
Body markings. Open the body markings and make it a convention.
And make a convention. And what motivated you to do the first tattoo convention in Italy, or let's say professional tattoo convention?
Yeah, because I was coming from the experience in Brazil, and I thought it was nice. I heard about other conventions like in Amsterdam before from a friend Anki Panky, and some in England. So I said, why not in Italy? You know. And,
in England, who did you have at that time? Ian of Reading.
I have a Dunstable convention, Reading convention, London convention,
London.
Many in the north of England, many in England. Yes.
And when you started your first tattoo convention in Italy, what do you remember of those times in tattooing in Italy, like in the early 90s? What was the situation back then there in Italy?
Oh, it was first thing, we know each other almost.
All the tattoo artists, you all know each other.
All the tattoo artists, we know we know, I know all the people from outside, like Anki Panky or Brent, Dunstable, many coming, or Yoshi, you know, all we
So
know.
they all came to your first event?
All come to the first event, but it was not the same event than now, than the 400, 500, 600, you know. It was a small convention. I think it was 80 artists, but all very good, almost.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Almost, you know?
And you all knew each other?
Yeah, almost you knew each other. It's not like this now that you have to make the inscription, then you have to set, okay, to 200 and leave 500, you know, because it's too many, you know. It's completely different, you know. It's completely different.
If you go now to a convention, do you still know everyone?
No, maybe 2, 3, 4.
Some of the older generations, or also the new one?
Yeah, also mixed, because sure, the thing is going on.
Yeah.
We need to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to keep a flow on the convention itself. One curiosity I have is once you did the first convention in Italy, how did the local tattoo community react on that? What was the reaction? Did you have like a positive response, or as you say, we all know each other, but
no, everybody is support me so much. Everybody.
Too much.
Yes, everybody was.
That's a luxury problem.
Really in, you know, people like it, that have convention, and it was really nice. We have in that time 12,000 people
on a really first edition.
Yes.
That's a pretty good number even these days now. Actually, it's a very good number. Right?
Yes. Never I make any more.
And like if you see a tattoo convention back then, like at least from your really first edition compared to your last tattoo conventions now, what do you think are the biggest differences, generally speaking?
It's difficult because now before it was more like a family.
Right.
Yeah, now this is not exist anymore. Each one making business, and is little lose this thing of I don't explain in English, but friendly that we are before. Sure, we still have a friend or something, but you go to the convention, even the convention that I make, I know really 20 people, 30 people, maybe on 200, really. So, it's different. For this.
You mean at your own convention?
Yes.
Okay, wow. So, if you don't, let's say, if you lost this kind of familiar feeling, like you say, like before, I bet you would personally invite all the artists because you know all of them, they were all your friends, right?
Yes.
And how do you do now? How do you select the artists for your convention now when you can possibly know now all of them?
Okay, allora, there is the first thing is the friendly. So the friends always have a place.
Okay? Yes, yeah, many friends around the world, right?
Yes. Then after we see about the works, but it's very difficult because now it's many good artists, So
I know,
if you have maybe 150 plays to give, if you have 1,000 artists, you want the place, it's very, very hard, to challenge this, it's difficult. But sometimes,
that's why I ask, what kind of methodology do you use?
Depends on many things with this. The artist of himself, the works, many things. I think it's not only because it's the best work that I take to the convention. Sometimes I have in my convention, people said, you have this artist, it's not good. Yes, but it's really friend of mine. So what you do?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're the organizer. You decide who gets in and who doesn't, right? I mean, it's your house.
Yeah,
Right?
sure,
You
but
decide who are the
you know,
guests.
all the time there is people complaining.
Yeah, sure. They will always complain about something. I mean, that's the way it is. If it, you know, when you think like a tattoo convention these days, also again, like I'm always very interested about the situation now and back then. You know, if you would do a convention 30, 40 years ago, I think that was mainly to bring the artists together, get to know each other, share a lot of knowledge and experience. But I think the role of tattoo conventions has changed over time. And you know, like, what would you think is the main role of a tattoo convention, like in general these days, compared to 30 or 40 years ago?
First thing, there is supply. Everything, the supply is very important in one convention now. I know many people, they go to the convention only to buy supply.
Only to buy supply.
Yeah, and the time that I have, it was not supply.
Okay, so this is something which emerged in the last few years, right?
It don't exist supply. It don't exist sponsor. You know, like, I mean, now there is some company that have tattoo sponsor and give the color, give the thing, and the sponsor. This don't exist also. So, oh, sun coming out.
No, that's a good thing. Lucky you.
Yes.
You're in Tunisia right now, right?
I'm in Tunis. Yeah, I'm Tunis. I'm in Tunis. Yes.
How's the situation there?
Wow, now it's very bad. I think tomorrow for 4 days we stuck in the house.
Lockdown or something?
Yes, but I go work. I close the shop. I make friend one tattoo only, mask, everything. It's okay.
Every day.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I work every day. Yeah.
So you're still very active, and now you've been tattooing for what? Around 40 years?
41, 42 years. Yeah,
42 years.
Yeah.
And in terms of tattooing, okay, we're jumping a little bit from one subject to another one. That's a curiosity. It's a curiosity I have because I see you like experimenting with many different styles during your career.
I try to find the style that for 2021.
And what will be the style be this year? What would you?
I know now. I like to use. I like to work in black. But you know, sometimes people ask me to do the Japanese, so I do it. But it's difficult, you know, especially here that tattooing starts now. You know, it's something new because it's a Muslim country.
In Tunisia, yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, do you have many tattoo artists there?
Yes, it start to be many, but I work every day for about 1 year also. It's okay. I'm fun here. Still I fun stay. When you finish, I go another place.
No, but that's cool. So, I you know, like, I'm amazed by this fact that as far as I know, you've been always traveling around the world, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you didn't spend, I think, that much time in Italy, like in general, like, you know,
not so many. No.
And what's this motivation that you know makes you keep going and traveling? And
I don't know. Yeah, I think
what's behind that?
I don't know. When I was young, I started to travel in. I think is the best way to live, to spend your money, and to tattooing. I think it's the best way. Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I always been fascinated from, you know, like the traveling tattoo artists, you know, and I thought that's one of the best possible way to live. You know, you bring your machine with you, you can work and live anywhere.
Yeah, you have the possibility with a small amount of thing than living everywhere. So why don't use
why don't do it? Yeah. If I see you and GP, you know, GP Rondinella, you know, that still keeps traveling anytime I can. I know now he's stuck in Italy.
I'm waiting here him. He's 3 months and he said, I come to you, I come to Tunisia. But never seen
He's
him
stuck.
again. He's stuck in Italy.
Cannot come. I know he wants to get out of it.
Okay.
It's yeah. Coming back to the conventions.
Convention,
Yes. Another thing I have for you. It's the co-host of the Bologna Tattoo Expo is Genziana, and
Sure.
how did this collaboration start with Genziana? What are your roles within the convention?
Genziani was my old girlfriend. She came to me
Okay.
in Brazil. She living with me 2 years in Brazil. She learned start to tattooing in Brazil also. Yeah. And then I think she very good artist, you know.
Yes.
And in the Bologna scene is quite important, you know. So we decided. I asked help of them.
So she got involved like since the really first edition.
Yes. No. The first, the 2016. She's
okay.
involved.
So since 2016.
Yeah. In '93, okay. I don't know where she was. I don't remember. Yes, she coming into the convention. She was there. She had, but she don't be part of the staff. I mean, in that time. Yeah.
Okay. So she started in 2016, and now she's still part of the convention, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. One other thing I wanted to ask you, it's give me a. I got a little bit lost. I'm sorry. Just give me a sec. So this is difficult, to do a live because I have so many things I want to ask you.
Me, I'm not used to do. I'm not used to this. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but this is why we do a live, because if you do a registration, it'll never be perfect enough to publish it. So we do a live. It goes how it goes. We do the best we can. But yeah, for anyone watching, this is a live thing, and I got sometimes a little brain freeze. So you're like totally stuck. No, one other thing I wanted to ask you is like, you got some of your older friends as 1010, Philip Lou, Luke Atkinson, being the judges of a very, very awesome judging panel at your convention. And that was like, is it not a little bit intimidating for some of the artists to have those kind of judges all together during the contest?
No.
You know what I mean? It's okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe some people, but it's okay. This is a work of Genziana. Genziana now is really friendly of Philip, of Tenten. Me, I know them for a long time ago, but I'm traveling, since Genziana is still going to Lausanne, going to Paris to see Tenten, so she made the tour too much to get them to Bologna. She 80% of that tour.
So she arranges this judging panel.
Yes.
Because I was amazed about that, as well. This is one of the coolest judging panels ever. It is. I mean, I really mean it. One of the, like when you organize tattoo convention, you've been doing this for how many years? Because the Bologna Tattoo Expo, if I'm not wrong, you didn't do it every single year, right? You skipped some of the years.
No, okay. I make for 93.
Yeah.
Still 1999 in Bologna.
From 92 to 99. Then
yes,
every year.
6 years, okay?
Right.
Then the 2000 we stop Bologna and we make Florence, the first in Florence.
The first in Florence was yours?
Yes.
Yeah, you see, I didn't know that.
Fortezza da Basso. In Fortezza da
Okay,
Basso.
so this is, you see now, this is why I like to do this kind of interviews. I always find out something I didn't know before. Oh, so the first one was yours. Okay.
With me and Giulio Tomaselli helped me. Yeah, we make the convention in Florence. It was very, very good because we have the part of Fortezza da Basso downstairs, and it was very nice, very big.
It's in the same location where it is now, so basically.
Basically, but the big part is almost the same, not the same exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, but it was a very good one. Oriyoshi coming, Paul Massaro, Shotzi Gorman, many people.
Many good international.
And then I stopped.
How many editions did you do, Florence?
Just one.
Oh, just one time. Okay.
Just one. Then after, I don't know what's in Italy, you know, the problem for rent the place, too much money, all this, the government don't help to give you praise, you know, is make you harder. So sometimes you get a little bit, so that time I was a little bit like this, and I stopped. I stopped still 2016.
So you stopped for 16 years or 15 years?
16 years. I was in Madagascar.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
I decided.
Okay, so you relocated in Madagascar for a while?
And I live in there. I make some tattooing for a little bit, but not you know, get out a little bit of the, you know, of the scene of the tattooing.
How did you end up in Madagascar? How did you get there? I mean, you know, like
I remember. I was in India, you know, and I meet a guy from Brazil, and me, I said, oh, after India, I go this and go there. I go to Mauritius, and the guy said, oh, you go to Mauritius? Why you don't go to Madagascar? And he said, why? He said, wow, it's good and this and this and this. Then I went to Mauritius, then Madagascar, and after I find a girl and I married.
Oh, you found a girl.
Then it was a
this is how it goes.
story.
In Madagascar, you didn't do any convention there?
No. The people there, you know, so the people is very poor. It's very poor country. Very poor country.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you had a studio there, or you were working from your own place or something?
No, he has a guy that they make a studio, but it was not very nice. I work in a house for friends, you know, because many French people living there. It was more for fun than for money, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And still my shop working in Italy, you know, body markings, working.
So you still had the shop in Italy, but you were living in Madagascar.
Yes, right. Exactly.
And for how long? Like 10, 15 years or something? Or?
Almost in 20.
Almost 20 years. Wow. And then in 2016 you decided to go back in Italy and restart the Bologna Tattoo Expo.
Yes. I back to Italy, I think 2014. I back to Italy, you know. Then I traveling so much. I went to I'm always in Thailand because I love it. And I went to the convention in Malaysia with Benny and in Mexico with Sammy, you know, I'm just traveling, yeah. And then the 2016, I said, why we don't make another convention? We find a place and then we start again.
But the situation in the meantime changed a lot in Italy. I mean, you know, when you were doing a convention like in '93, you were the only one, and then a few years later, some other convention came, and now you went back in 2016, and you had a lot more conventions. How do you deal with that?
A lot more conventions. First thing, to find a date that is not a problem for the other convention, and then said, why I don't have to make. I was the first one. I make it in Italy, so my droit to make. Why not? You know.
Yeah, sure.
He was the first. So if he make the other one, I don't have no problem. But if I want to make it, sure, I make it.
So you added like a second step, like with a 15-year gap in between, basically.
Yes, and it was
Right.
big successful because it was full of people. We make 11,000 people.
That's very
And
nice.
all artists all over the world coming. It was great convention 2016.
And was it a lot easier or harder to organize compared to the first time?
Much easier because almost many conventions I make it's okay. Harder because it's more people, more stand, more thing to care.
More stuff to manage.
Yeah. For the part of the management is more difficult. But for other things, easy. We know everything, to do. What to do is more easy,
Yeah,
but
you
the
had
people,
a lot more experience.
Yeah, but the people become more sophisticated. You have to care more for the music. You have to care more for this, for that. At the time you put a group, it's okay, But now this no.
The public is a lot more demanding, I think, and
Sure.
on the artists as well.
Sure.
Right? But and how do you see the public has changed? Like the public of a tattoo convention now, again compared to your early years?
The public is changed for sure because it's get used to see many conventions, too many conventions.
Too many.
So if it's a convention, you don't have something special, something, it gets boring, I mean, if I'm a person go to the convention, it's boring if it's not happen something, Okay, if you see people very famous or use something that you can like it more, but normal convention sometimes is boring, For me too.
For you too, it's boring. So how do you keep your convention interesting and relevant when you have so much more competition?
It's very difficult. It's very difficult.
It's very difficult.
Very difficult. For this convention, I think all in the world for a long time, for the last time in the convention, lose little bit the power the before.
The magic.
Because sure, if you have one, you have 1,000. It's changing, It's nice. I'm interested, to go to the convention. Maybe okay in Australia or in Indonesia. That maybe okay because you are in another country. You're traveling a little bit. But in Italy, it's very hard to do it now. It's very hard.
Yeah, I think it's a lot harder, like almost everywhere. I mean, in most countries, there is a lot of conventions, and
yes.
But because coming back to that, because you've been traveling a lot around the world and you see many conventions, except your convention, Bologna. What are your favorite tattoo conventions around the world? It's a nasty question. This one.
The new ones.
Yes.
New ones. I went by Paris.
Of course, yeah.
Because you can meet many good artists. I don't care for the groups them playing because I don't like it. But the artist is okay. And the place is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
So this is a great thing. Then
so Paris will be your number one choice.
Sorry?
Paris will be your number one choice.
Yeah, London is okay, but I like it. I like it, London. It's nice. It's nice too because the place is very nice. The art is nice, But sincerely, I'm a little boring to go to the convention. It's 40 years. It's 40 years that I go to convention.
You've been around for too long. So Paris and London, those are the two your two favorites.
I think. Yeah, I went many times to my friend Sammy in Mexico, in Guadalajara. But because I like Mexico, I like Guadalajara, I like to be there. And he's a friend of mine. That's most important,
of course.
Like I went to the Beni
Japan.
in Kuala Lumpur.
Yeah.
Benny from Malaysia,
The one
you
of Ben.
know.
Yeah, yeah, we've been together last year as well.
I hope that he getting better. See if you see me, big kiss because he's sick.
Hello, Benny.
He's sick. He's in hospital. Yes.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah, he gets COVID. He's in not very good condition. Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I didn't know that. I spoke to him, I think, a few weeks ago or something, and
Yeah,
I didn't know he was in.
He sent me the picture. It was not good. But okay, I hope that he get better soon.
Me too. This, it's crazy what's going on. I mean, in Malaysia, as far as I know, the situation wasn't that bad with the COVID. I mean, in a lot of Southeast Asian countries, it's improving. I mean, Vietnam, we have nothing going on at all. We even had a tattoo convention last week, small tattoo convention in Saigon, Tattoo Expo, with Dennis, just a contest.
Yeah.
You know, but it was better than nothing done for an entire year. You know.
In Thailand also getting better. They're getting worse.
Yes, well, I think Thailand is still. I spoke also with the organizer of the Thailand Tattoo Convention in Bangkok, and I think this year it's not going to do anything.
I'm waiting the convention that I have in October, 8, 9, 10 October in Bologna.
Yes. So what are your plans for this edition then? For Bologna, coming back to Bologna. What are your plans?
I don't know, because I don't really sure that we can get in October. I don't want to be pessimist, but I don't see something happen then, you know, to make this thing finish, you know. He stopped there, coming there, you know, I don't know. I'm afraid because I already changed the date 3 times. I can change 4 times, you know. I don't know. I don't want to think now. It's too early. When it comes near, I'm gonna think about it.
Yes. Well, I mean, I see some Italian conventions that are quite optimistic. I know in Rome, there's a couple of conventions going on. They're still planning to
September,
go. Yeah, September, and then the Roma Tattoo Convention in May. That one is still confirmed as well. Yesterday, I heard Tattoo in Milano is confirmed for May as well. Palermo is going in May, end of May. So there is still something going on, and October is a little bit later. So I really hope the situation can improve by that time. But right now, you're not 100% sure. Just pass, like we hope, man.
Yes.
Speriamo. Marco, when you organize a tattoo convention, you know, like despite the motivation of organizing a tattoo convention, what's for you the most rewarding part of organizing a tattoo convention?
First thing, not the money.
Not the money. You're not motivated by money.
Because the few convention, the last convention, the money was resumed.
So it's not a money factor. So what is it then?
I think to moving the world of the artists, you know, to see people, to make better of the shop. You know, I think my shop was in Bologna. You know, if you make a convention in Bologna, the people come to the shop. You know, it's quite important because today is like too many shops. It's very difficult. Stay up. You know, it's very difficult.
All on top. Yeah.
Yeah, all on top. If you are okay, if you are the super artist, then there's so many now we have. Then it's okay because the work is super. But if you are good, there is so many good artists, so it's very difficult, you know. Very difficult.
Yes, well, those are all the new generations coming. I mean, and well,
yeah.
I mean, if you consider, how low the barrier is these days to enter in the world of tattooing compared to when you got started, which I bet you didn't have any of the equipment, for example, you can easily
I'm gonna
find
make
now.
another work.
It's yeah. Obviously you get a lot more competition. I mean, and that's another thing. Like like if I don't know if you really trained a lot of tattoo artists during your tattoo career. Did you teach a lot of tattoo artists how to tattoo, for example? Or some?
Yes, there's some French people that now have a shop in France. Yes, a few of them. Yeah, not much.
But
Not for money. Not for money.
Not so many.
Not for money.
In fact, I wasn't sure about that. This is why I was, like curious about this. But if you would have to suggest a young person now who wants to enter into the world of tattooing, what would you suggest them? If they want to start a career in tattooing.
You need to like really tattooing. The story of tattooing, first things, It's not with iPad. Like this, you start and you make tattooing like this. You have to know the story, the people that make the story of tattooing from a long time ago. That I think is very important because I'm agree. I mean, there is people that tell me, you use a machine, a rotative, the pen, because you old tattooist. I don't care this. I'm old, but I like to make good things. So if I use the pen, it's my problem. And more than this, we are in 2021. The world.
So you use the rotary machines now?
Yes, it's a long time. It's 4 years more than 4 years.
More than 4 years. Okay. So you move on with the development of tattooing.
Sure, it's normal. If you want to go avanti, I mean, you need because same day. You remember maybe 30 years ago we listened the cassette, the CD. Now you don't. It's obsolete. It's finished. Same the machine. I think one day it's gonna be finished. I don't know when, but I'm not. If you want to use the toy machine, perfect. You use, but it's not. It's not this. You don't have to use. If you want to use, okay.
You think it's not gonna last forever, the coil machine?
It's gonna be forever, but in a little way. And I think, sure, there is one artist that he said, okay, I want to use the coil machine. It's okay, but it's not. You not use obligatory because you're old. I mean, you understand me?
Yeah, I understand.
He said, you have this, you start with coil. Yeah, okay, start with coil. Now I use pen. What's the problem? No?
Yes, sure.
The tattoo's coming good. Okay, no problem. If you want to use a coil, no problem. I think everybody has to do what you like,
What do they prefer?
And the world go. The thing changing quickly, So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm not a tattoo artist, but if I see like how the equipment has evolved in the last 10, 20 years, let me say this. I had some tattoo machines when I was younger, like a lot younger. And I didn't get into tattooing because it was too much work just to set up a machine. Are you still there, Marco? Hey, look. I think we got a little line freeze.
I didn't listen to you.
I cannot really hear you anymore.
I didn't see you.
Okay, there you go.
No, I see you. Okay.
Yeah, me too. I think we had a little line problem.
Yes,
I'm good now.
Not very good. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Exactly. So for anyone watching, basically we're streaming this live interview between Gabe, which is in the United States. I'm in Vietnam, and Marco is in Tunisia. So if sometimes there is a little line problem, please be patient. By the way, we had there is these 5 undersea cables coming to Vietnam. 2 of them that got broken last week. So
It's
the
already
line
very
is a
good.
little bit. It's very good. Yeah. I'm not complaining.
Yes.
Actually, the internet is very good.
20 years ago, it was impossible.
Yes. Yeah, that's another thing which I think has accelerated a lot. Also the culture of tattooing around the world. I mean, the fact that now you can all, we can all get in touch with each other like within a few clicks. And in early days, I think you had to travel the world to get to know other tattoo artists, or to get to know a particular technique about tattooing. So yeah, those are the advantages of technology. Marco, one last question I have for you. I mean, you've been doing so much in your life, and like in tattooing conventions, you're at the shop. Is there something else that you still wish to do? Are you still working on? Are you still dream to do? I think the line is gone again.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Probably in a
did you hear
line.
my question? It's okay. We're still here.
It was you.
Okay, no. So what I was saying is like,
yes.
Like you did so much in your life already. Like you traveled the world. You made your conventions. You had the studio. You've been experimenting a lot of different styles in tattooing. Is there still something that you dream to do within the context of tattooing?
Now, for example, I'm a year, I like to be back like 20, 30 years ago when I start to work in my first shop, because I do the small work, sometimes the big one, and I like so much. It's like a new start, and it's not too many, not many people, not many tattoo artists around. I like the situation here. So I think make tattooing like this is it makes me very, very happy. I'm very happy.
So going back to the basics, basically, to some time ago.
Yes,
when it was not too
small
popular.
small money, you get fun, you go out, and it's simple life. Very good.
Well, I really admire that. I mean, that you like like you prefer to just go at your own pace and do your thing and just be happy with that, as far as I understand.
Yes.
That's extremely cool. I think a lot. I think a lot more people would live a lot better if they would have the same approach in life. Just keep it easy, keep it simple. Okay. I have. Let me think if like, man, like I would like to talk with you for hours. I don't know if with Gabe, are you still there?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, there you go. Oh wow. All right, because you're on mute. Is it something that you want to ask Marco as well?
It's. I mean, you covered quite a bit. I guess I'm trying to think of some of the stories. Do you have any stories of when you first met? I'm trying to think of somebody who's. I'm trying to think of some stories of somebody that you've met that we'd like to hear about.
Well, yeah, I mean, it would be more relatable to the American scene, right? But Marco, I think I already mentioned it. He was, like you got partially, you had an apprentice or a spider web teach you to tattoo a little bit. You got inspired or influenced by Jonathan Shaw, as far as I understand.
What about like Tintin? What was there any? Do you have any good Tintin stories?
Hello.
Tintin tattooed my neck. Which side? I think he tattooed this side.
No. Tintin. I met when he was working in Toulouse.
In what year?
Yes, but and I see that in a convention all over the world, in Amsterdam, then in Bologna, then I went to Paris, like this. Yes, but I never frequent the shop of him in Paris, the shop. Sorry, I didn't listen to you.
No, well, Gabe, what he meant is like if you had any good story.
I didn't listen before asking. Yeah, what?
No, I think Gabe meant if you had like any good story about 1010, you experienced like maybe working with 1010.
No.
You know, one thing that actually I wanted to get out of this, if possible, is do you want to do a question or two in Italian?
In Italian.
Yeah.
Well, it would be a lot easier to talk in Italian for us.
Well, so why don't you do a question or two, and then we could set this up. We could clip it out.
We can clip it out. All right, okay. Yeah. So that's an interesting. Ok, Marco, raccontami tutta la tua storia da tatuatore, da quando hai cominciato fino ad oggi, no? È una battuta, diciamo, ecco, però. But okay, let's do this, Gabe. If you want, we can redo the whole thing in Italian. I'm okay with that. I don't know about Marco if he still has like another 15 or 20 minutes or something, but
I'm down.
Yeah, you okay with that?
Yeah, let me let's wrap it up in English, and then I'll stop the streams on some of. I mean, I won't stop all the streams, but we'll do it so that we have the recording.
Sure. Okay, you wrap it up. I'll do it.
No, you wrap it up.
Okay, so well, for this time, thank you for watching. This was a live interview with Marco Leoni. Again, he started the first professional tattoo convention in Italy. It's one of the longest running, although he had a gap of 15 years in between, but he's still here. He's still, as far as I understand, you still plan to go for as far as you possibly can, right? In the next few years, Marco? Sure. Okay. Marco's gonna stick around for a very long time. And yeah, we try to explore some of his experiences in the early days of tattooing and in running his tattoo convention. Thank you for watching. If you would like to get more information about tattoo conventions in general, you can always go to www.worldtattooevents.com. And a lot of the updates about upcoming conventions, they're still on our website or all our social media channels. And if you would like to be part of these live interviews about your tattoo conventions, please just get in touch, and we'll make sure to explore the history of your tattoo convention, which is what we're trying to do right now as well. So thank you everyone for watching, and Gabe, it's all yours now.
Okay. Yes, thank you very much to Alex and to Marco and to everyone that's been watching the history of tattoo convention.
Thank you.
And I'm going to click stop on the live stream, but we're going to keep going, and they're going to do an interview in Italian. So you, if you're interested in that, let us know, and we'll figure out how to get you the links. Thanks again. Reinventing
and
the
thank you, Marco, by the way. I did thank everyone, but not you.
Ciao. Ciao. Sentiamo presto.
Ciao.